So, it always had me scratching my head wondering how, when the Antichrist step on the scene, the majority of the world is going to worship him. But then you got different religions that have total different beliefs. Like, for example, Judaism and the Muslim religion. Until one day, it hit me. Alright? Now, I don't know if y'all remember, a while back, I posted a video, and I'm going to play it right now just so you can get a better understanding of what I'm about to say. Alright? Check this out.
Is there a Messiah
In Judaism,
in Judaism?
Jews invented the Messiah. But it's not the same Messiah that most people think about,
Okay.
right? Because when Christians think of the Messiah, they think of someone who's divine.
Yeah.
They think of, the end of days. What we have for the Messiah is a man, a king of this earth, who's going to bring peace among the nations in this world.
And he will not be divine.
He will not be divine.
And now it makes sense how, in the Bible, when Jesus came, they didn't understand that this was him. They didn't understand that Jesus was the Messiah because they were looking for their political leader to come a different way, and they missed the coming of Christ. And now, over 2,000 years later, they're still looking for their quote-unquote Messiah. What blew my mind because was before I was even researching, I was always under the impression that all Jews believed that Jesus was the Messiah. I didn't know that some Jews believe that Jesus is a Messiah and some Jews don't even believe that, right? So that kind of blew my mind. Now, that's initially what took me down the rabbit hole. Now let's keep going. They said that he's gonna rebuild the third temple, he's gonna be a political leader, he's gonna bring peace, and he's gonna make these agreements, right? But the interesting thing, now let's look in Islam what the Mahdi is, right? Now, when you look up who the Mahdi in Islam is, you're gonna see this right here. And it's gonna say, in Muslim belief, a spiritual and temporal leader who will rule before the end of the world and restore religion and justice. Restore religion and justice, right? Now, that was on a Google search whenever you search who is the Mahdi. And it just kind of briefly showed who he is. So we know he's a political leader in Islam. Oh, he's going to be coming back. But now we're going to do another one. And we're going to say, what will the Mahdi do? All right. Now, let's look at this. This says, he will fill the earth with justice and equality. He will restore the true religion and usher in a short golden age lasting 7, 8, or 9 years before the end of the world. That sounds exactly like a 7-year covenant that the Antichrist is going to do. So now let's go to the Bible and let's read up on the Antichrist and see what the Antichrist is going to do. All right, so this is the book of Daniel, and it's going to be talking about briefly about the Antichrist and what he's going to do. Okay, so Daniel 9:27, it says, and he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. Now, in the Bible, in this particular chapter, then a day is considered a year, and a week is considered 7 years, right? So when it says that he will confirm the covenant with many for 1 week, it means 7 years, right? So the Mahdi is going to make a covenant for 7 years, and the Antichrist is going to do the same exact thing, right? And it says, in the middle of the week, which is in the middle of the 7.5 years, he shall cause the sacrificing and the oblation to cease, and for the overspreading of the abominations he shall make desolate, even until the consummation that determined shall be poured upon the desolate. So basically, what this is saying is, he's going to make a 7-year peace deal, and in the middle of that, then he's going to break this, and people are going to see that he's the Antichrist. But it's going to be too late because people would have already taken the mark of the beast, and we know if you take the mark of the beast, you can't go to heaven. All right? Now look, Isaiah 28:18, and it says, and your covenant with the death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell will not stand. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then ye shall be trodden down by it. It's talking about this covenant that he's gonna make. It's not gonna stand in the end, bro, because when Christ come back, then the devil and the Antichrist, they're gonna be thrown into the lake of fire, bro. So this is the thing. It's so crazy because I see the bigger picture now. Let me break it down for those of y'all that still don't understand what I'm talking about. All right, so look, we know Agenda 2030 and all of this stuff. They talk about, they want everybody under a one world system and a one world religion, right? Now, the reason why it's all gonna make sense with everybody having quote unquote different religions, because whenever you look in that book, their Messiah, their leader is all gonna be the same person. So somebody is gonna be like, man, why are we fighting? And that's just gonna be this peace. Everybody, they're gonna be like, why are we fighting? Everybody can make it to heaven. Look, it's in our book. Your leader is my leader. So now they're gonna merge their religions to one, right? Now the Bible also says, even the very elect, if it were possible, will be deceived. Meaning it's not possible for the elect to be deceived. Who is the elect? Who is the elect? You and me, right? Because we are in our word. We wrote the word of God in our heart, so we can't be deceived. So whenever the whole world and everybody is seeing this political leader rise up, and in their books, this political leader is gonna be their Messiah, their leader, we're gonna say, nah, bro, that's the Antichrist. But this is the thing. Why is Christians gonna be a target? This is why Christians is going to be a target, because we're going to say, nah, bro, that's the demonic system. That's the Antichrist. And we're not rocking with that. We're not going to get no mark in our hand. We're not going to do any of that. We're not going to worship and bow down to y'all, because that's not God. That is the Antichrist. Now they're going to say that we're being hateful and we're going against that system. And now that's going to make us a target. And that's how I believe that you're gonna have the beheading and the killing of Christians. Because if you really wanna, I don't even wanna get into that, to the laws. When you actually break down the laws of people that go against this religion and you see the deaths, like, it's amputation, bro. Okay, it's amputation. It all makes sense. It all makes sense. Comment down below. Tell me what y'all think. As always, I love y'all, man. God bless.
We are about 70 years into the new Israel. Why hasn't the temple been rebuilt?
Two reasons. One is because the Jews aren't ready, and the other is because the Muslims aren't ready.